Loving God, we pray today especially for your peace. The peace that is not just the absence of war, but the presence of justice. And we pray that the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts may help bring about that justice in your world. Amen. Amen. Today, I think many of you know, we are celebrating Epiphany, although the official date is tomorrow, January 6th. For some Christians, January 6th is when Christmas itself is celebrated. For others, it's known as Dia de los Reyes Magos, which is the Three Kings Day, basically, or the Magi. But no matter how it's named or celebrated, what it is, or what it represents, is the day that we recall the story of the wise ones, who came from far away, following a star, to pay homage to a baby they believed to be royalty. On the way, they encountered an evil person and paid attention to a dream that told them not to heed that person, but to go home by another way. The season of Epiphany this year lasts until the last Sunday in February. And throughout this season, we're going to be exploring the theme, who are you in relation to God? And today we begin by delving into what does it mean to follow our star? When I think about those wise ones in our Christmas story, I get a little jealous. I don't know about you, but I'd love it if a bright star showed up out of nowhere to direct me on the right path. What should I do or say in any certain situation? How do I express my solidarity with the Jewish community? What do I say about the situation in Iran? How do I respond to these fires in Australia? Or maybe even more close to home, how do I make decisions about my own life? How do I decide what to do, what path to take? How do I know what is the star to follow and what is the false shininess of consumerism or envy or keeping up with the Joneses? Wouldn't it be great if I didn't have to wonder? Wouldn't it be great if there was some bright, shining, clear star like those wise ones had? Except I bet it wasn't that easy for them either. I mean, they would have had to notice the star months or maybe even years before Jesus was born in order to make that journey. They would have had to trust the message of the star that they saw at its rising. They would have had to receive and believe that message enough to make that journey. How did they know to follow that star and not some other one? How did they know to keep going? See, this is a story about trust. It's about trusting our own connection with God and trusting that God is going to lead us into life-giving and life-affirming places. When I was younger, the Christian theology that I learned taught me that there was one right way, one right path, one way to please God, and it was my job to figure out what that was. That theology basically cast God as having all the answers about my life and not deciding to share them with me. But rather waiting for me to figure it out and judging me if I got it wrong. That's a cruel sort of God. One who knows which star is ours but makes us figure it out and waits to see if we get it right. As I grew away and then back into Christianity, my faith and my understanding of God changed. God revealed God's self to me and to people around me as loving, present, non-judgmental. And slowly I began to realize that I could find that star within myself. Marianne Williamson writes in A Course in Miracles, and I bet a lot of you have heard this quote, we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I love that quote. And the prophet Isaiah told us today, "Arise, shine, for your light has come. The glory of God is rising upon you." The glory of God is in us. So following our star means finding our own true identity, not something out there that is not being revealed to us. It means shining boldly and stripping away the doubt and the fear to let yourself shine through. Following our star might require a big change, like, say, moving from Connecticut to Florida, or journeying hundreds of miles on foot to see a royal baby. Or following our star may mean adjusting to some new state of being, a death or the end of a relationship, or a birth or the beginning of a relationship. Sometimes following our star means losing the life that we think we have, and that can be really painful and scary, but it does allow us to find our true selves. Many of us here have had an experience of coming out. I'll never forget the day I was sitting at Sweetwater's Cafe in Ann Arbor, Michigan, drinking tea and grading papers. I was pondering all that had been going on in my life in recent months, and I had the sudden thought, what if there's nothing wrong with me? What if I'm just a lesbian? I swear to God, it was those words. I have never forgotten it. A feeling of lightness that I had never known came over me in that moment. And about 2 minutes later, a feeling of dread. Just a lesbian? I was pretty sure that that's not how my then husband was going to see it. Nor my conservative family, God forbid, and nor, God forbid, that they find out, the administrators, parents, and students at the school where I taught. And yet, that feeling of relief and lightness and suddenly figuring out that there was nothing wrong with me, I was 28 at the time, it felt like an eternity. That feeling was pure joy. And I suppose it was that feeling that remained my guiding star throughout the difficult days of telling my husband and my family and dealing with the rumor and innuendo at my job. I had been cautiously dipping a toe back into Christianity when I realized I was not straight. And so I had a brief moment of wondering what to do about that, because I was unaware that there were Christians who weren't straight and a whole Christian denomination that was founded by people who weren't straight. But I knew my own truth about myself was more important than any faith that would ask me to deny that. So it was an easy decision. I thought, well, if I'm a lesbian, I must not be a Christian. Okay, that's how it goes. Thankfully, my first partner knew about MCC and introduced me to this wonderful faith where I can be myself and follow God. I found a quote years ago, I don't remember where or when, that I have clung to in times of personal change or stress or trial. It's by somebody named Charles Dubose, and it says, "The important thing is this, to be able at any moment to sacrifice what we are for what we could become." To sacrifice what we are for what we could become. Think of the times in your own life when this has been true. Maybe you have a coming out story, but I bet there are others as well. What are the times in your life when you have made the courageous decision to leave what you were doing, to follow your star, to become more you, to be closer to the divine and to your purpose? And where is God calling you now? How is God calling you into deeper relationship with God and with your own truth? Friends, we were, all of us, born to shine. We were, all of us, born to make manifest the glory of God that is within all of us. And by letting go of whatever keeps us from shining, we can truly follow our star. So let's commit to that over these next few weeks as we go deeper together in discovering who we are in God.